Really?
Hi! Hi everyone, welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. With us here is Michele Wang. Hi, welcome back. It's so good to
Thanks for
have you
having me.
here.
Thanks.
Thanks for making the time. And yeah, so this is the second time you're joining us. So today we're gonna answer a lot of questions. We don't know if we can get through all of them because I know that you have a dinner after this, so I'm keeping track of time, about an hour, 15 minutes. So yeah, let's get straight into it because there are quite a few questions. How are you anyway? How are you? Happy birthday.
I'm good. Oh, thank you.
Happy 50th. You look
Thank
fabulous.
you. Oh, thank you. So kind, so kind. I'm doing really well. In fact, today, I didn't even get a chance to tell you guys this. Today, I picked up the present that I bought myself, which is a new car. And I just picked that up and then ran home and then got ready for this. So it's been a good day. It's been a good day. But that wraps
Wow,
up
congratulations.
Yeah,
Your
thanks.
new
Is it a secret or can you tell us which car it
She
is?
told us in the vlog, Porsche.
Yeah, I got a Porsche 911.
Woo!
Sports car. I know.
Is it a car that you've always wanted, or is it just like all of a sudden you decided you wanted it?
You know what's funny? I wanted it when I was really young because I grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
Porsches were the car, risky business, 60 candles, like the cool guy always had a Porsche. And then I moved to New York City and no one has a car. So I kind of I just never thought about cars again. And then moving, to Vegas, it was like I started to get back into car culture. And I just recently had an SUV because I don't know, I just felt like that was practical. But I'm like, I never, ever need it. I don't have kids. I never need an SUV. So then I was like, why don't I get a sporty car? And I started looking into that. And then I was like, Porsche. So
Nice.
yeah.
We'll see it in the vlog. We'll see in your vlog soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we have quite a few questions. We'll try to get through as many as we can. So let's do the first, kind of like putting them together. So happy birthday. There were quite a few birthday questions for you because we watched. I think Amy watched your turning 50 video as well. So just a grouping of the questions. So what has changed? What has changed since you turned 50? Does it feel like it's turning a new page in life? What are you looking for in the coming decade and the best part of the 40s?
I mean, it's not like I woke up on my birthday and felt differently.
I felt different at 40. I felt like, oh, I'm 40.
Really? I didn't.
But it's definitely been a slow roll into 50. And, right now, I think what I'm dealing with the most, and not to be a downer, it's perimenopause, which is terrible. It's just terrible.
Wow, we were just talking about that. Myself and Amy were like, something's different.
Just the little things that it used to be so easy to, like, let's say, easier to fall asleep, stay asleep, and like, the little aches and joints that I'm like, why am I feeling like I already have joint pain from my chronic condition, but sometimes I just feel like I'm not even supposed to have it as much as this. Like, why is it worse? And the little things that you can't explain, and I only associate it with the fact that I just turned 40. Well, I'm 42 this year, so like I'm like, oh, is that what perimenopause is? Like little like subtle malaise that you feel,
Yeah, it's I think the two things that have lingered the most for me, because the symptoms kind of come in and come out, is being able to stay asleep.
Yes.
I fall asleep no problem, but I'll wake up at like 2 a.m. like it's like it's 7 in the morning. So that's been really interesting. And what was it? Oh, that's ironic. The other one is brain fog, where I will literally just
that's ironic.
I'll be talking, conversation back and forth, and I'll be like mid-sentence. I'll be like, what was that? Like, just like everything, it's like a mist. Everything just kind of like dissipates out of your brain. It's very strange. That's the weirdest thing for me. But yeah, I don't want to get into it, but I started using some devices or whatever to help with achy muscles and to help me sleep at night. Like some biohacking tools from like higher dose, like those heat mats and stuff and sauna blankets.
Yeah, I heard about those. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they help?
They do. Yeah, they help me like stay asleep, which is really nice.
Like the blankets it adjusts the temperature, right? It's cooler at first and then warms up throughout. Is that how it is, or am I
You
talking
just
about?
turn it up, and you can kind of train yourself to make it hotter and hotter over the course of however long you're using it. But it's like an infrared heat, so like the waves really help. It's not just hot, like it actually relaxes your muscles. And so I'll use it like after I work out, before I go to sleep or whatever, like after I shower or something. And it's like a different level of relaxation. It's not just like laying down and relaxing. Like you really feel, you feel it like in your muscles and your joints and stuff. It feels great. Great.
That's interesting because I thought you meant like the cooling blankets, because like I have a red light therapy device as well, which I use because of my chronic joint pains.
Yeah.
I don't feel the soothing as much, but only because it's probably because it's chronic. But are we talking about the same thing then?
I'm not sure. The cooling, I don't know about cooling. I don't have a cooling blanket, and that sounds wonderful. No, these are like the sauna blanket is like a heavy, it's like a sleeping bag.
Oh.
You get into it, and it has like a cutout for your chin.
Really?
And you lift it all the way up. So that's one thing. And then I got one that's just a mat. So it's like less of a commitment. I can just like get on it, and it has like amethyst crystals on it, and it has infrared heat. And then it also has, can't remember the name, like far waves. So you can set like beta, alpha, delta, theta waves, which actually like penetrate your muscles and stuff. That may actually be good for you.
Yeah, I think that is the far infrared light. They call it red light therapy.
Okay.
It has like 2 different wavelengths. Anyway, I sort of like, mentioned it in one of my like, lifestyle favorites videos. Like people don't really know what it is unless you are into biohacking. But yeah. Oh, that's cool. So yours is actually a blanket, and I mean like a sauna
sleeping bag. Wow.
Yeah, the sleeping bag.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's heavy, so it'll like put you to sleep. So which is
it's like one of those heavy blankets, right? Because you kind of feel like something's slightly pressing on you if it's comfortable.
Yeah, it feels good. I got completely off track of the actual question. What is your okay?
So what has changed? So that's changed, and then what are you looking forward to for the next, like maybe next few years in your 50s?
I think just more of the same. I think a lot of what is going on in your 50s, like you start in your 40s. I started traveling more, which has been great. I hope to continue to do that, and continue down this YouTube path, and just keep on keeping on. It's things just get. I think the older you get, just like the more comfortable you are in things in like life, like changes or things that come out of nowhere, that would really throw you for a loop in your 20s and 30s or whatever. It's just like at this point you're like, okay, whatever. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of to have life experience, and not have everything be like so, anxiety ridden or whatever. So that's definitely, I would say that's the best part of my 40s and hopefully my 50s. And I just continue to looking forward to just more of that.
Yeah, I definitely feel that in my 40s. Like I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. Whatever, man.
Everything is a big like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, but 30s was different. 30s, I felt like I had to do something. I had a lot of, not anxiety, but it feels like a lot of pressure. But once 40s is like, that's okay, whatever. You live.
Yeah, I was watching a vlog, and it was a happy vlog, and I can't remember whose it was, and they were meeting up with their friend who just got engaged, and they're in their late 20s, early 30s or something, and this friend of hers, all she wanted was to get engaged. That was her thing. So she was so happy for her, and it was great. But I was like, you only feel that way like in your 20s and 30s, like something like that, like I just want to get engaged, or it's like I just want to get married, I just want to get this job, like I don't know, you just don't, I don't know, I don't think of things that way anymore. There's no more like checklist,
Yes,
but I feel like a lot of those are you're pressuring yourself because you feel like society expects you to be this way.
Yeah.
And when you're in your 20s, early 30s, you care so much about what other thinks of you. In a way, a lot of people, depending on how far they go with their, like how far they get along with their self-awareness, it can still continue until pretty late. But I would say, yeah, probably the older I get, the less I try to care about what other people think. Like I still do, but like I think I don't react the same way as I used to. At least not react outwardly. It's like react within myself, like feeling so bad. I used to feel so bad about it because it's not good enough, you know?
Yeah.
But now I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a little bit like the story you were sharing. So Michelle was sharing the story about this YouTuber doing 15 hours for shorts. If I watched that in my 20s, I'll be like, I gotta do 15 hours. I would be so almost maybe it's competitive or saying I'm not doing good enough, then I'll put myself into it. But now listening to you, wow, 15 hours, great.
Yeah. It's like, wow, good for them.
Good for you. I'll feel like, oh, why am I not doing it? But good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I guess there's less of that like comparison game.
That's
Yeah.
right.
There's no more comparing, at least for me. Like I don't really compare myself to anyone other than maybe my past self. You know, I'm always just trying to improve myself, and that's it.
Yeah. So I'll lead into this question from Thai Clip 2023. Most important life lesson you've learned?
It's a big question. That is a big question.
What is the philosophy in your life? Kind of question. Well, I think you mentioned it in your video, right? You said there was something that you said, no regrets or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, don't regret anything you've done, and don't do anything you're going to regret. I just feel like that's words to live by. I don't know if that's a life lesson. Like, what did I learn? I guess this is such a corny, cliched little idiom saying, but like, what's the saying now? Don't put off what you can do today. Don't put off until tomorrow, kind of a thing. Like, just do it. Start it today. If there's like something you were interested in learning, doing, you going out and meeting people, whatever it is, just do it. Just do it. Because I always think about that. Like, wow, if I had just started this a year ago, like how far I would be by now, you know? So yeah, I just think just make the most of every day.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It's
I'm
interesting.
going to put Amy's question for you as well.
Oh,
no,
okay,
go
sure.
ahead, Amy.
Oh, well, I was just going to comment on, I agree. But I think, so this is not the question is not for me, but like, I also think on the other hand is, you know, when I was younger, I used to say yes to everything. Whereas now I'm so comfortable saying no. So it's also like do things that you want to do, but also say no when you really just don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
And stay true to yourself for that, because I think a lot of times, for me anyway, a lot of times when I ended up saying yes and I regret it, then I'd rather just say no and not please others. And I'm happier because like at the end of the day, I have to take care of myself first, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I think that's also like a great realization you come to. The older you get, is like there's no point in people pleasing, because all you're really doing really at the end of the day is kind of hurting yourself. And like to look out for yourself, you know, first and foremost. I don't know why that's hard, but it's hard for people because I think they're constantly trying to people please. So yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
So this is my question. Happiest 50th birthday. You look amazing. I was just telling you earlier before we started, I'm like, you look nowhere near 50, just for the record. But I'm just wondering, like, what is if you have like a self-care ritual that you just do on a constant basis? Is there one that you can share with us?
You know,
like it doesn't have to be skincare or anything. Like it could be like something that you do just to stay mentally healthy, like any self-care ritual that you have that you can
drink water all day, 8 liters. Is there something that you like that, right?
Something that you've done consistently, you would like that you've had the habit of doing.
You know, I would say the one thing I've done consistently over the past like 7 years is, and not every single day, but close, is meditate. And it's something that's become really, really important in my life. It's what I lean to if I want to make like behavioral changes in my life, because it's hard. It's hard to change habits and things. So, you know, breaking habits or whatever, that's helped me a lot. I know a lot, you know, you can do meditation for many different reasons. And I think most people think of meditation for relaxation or to calm down after a panic attack, let's say, or, you know, if someone suffers from anxiety. My husband meditates to focus. He likes to play poker. So he does it to focus before like a poker tournament or whatever. So there's a lot of different purposes for meditation. And I like to do it to visualize things like a future that I want, and also to make changes. So that to me, I just feel like it's amazing. And I think when I try to meditate for an hour, which is a luxury because I very rarely have an entire hour to dedicate, but when I come out of it, you feel like you just got like a full night's rest. I even look more well rested, you know, even if that wasn't my purpose for the meditation, but just, you know, doing that practice, I think helps you, you know, just I don't know, there's something about focusing inward that I think really, you know, it lights you up from the inside. So yeah, I always tell people, if anyone asks me for any advice, I'm like, meditate, just start meditating, just try it for whatever reason you want to.
How do you even start? Because like, I mean, I've heard about it so many times, and like I guess there's no wrong way of doing it either, but like I don't even know, is me just like closing my eyes and thinking about myself considered meditating, or does it, you know, like how did you even get about starting it, and what influenced you to get started?
So, you know, I really hesitate in talking about this stuff because it's so woo-woo, and I'm not a woo-woo person.
No, it's a safe space.
And so, you know, and I think I just started like 7, 8 years ago meditating. And I think up until then, I just always thought of it as just like, oh, you just close your eyes and think of like the ocean.
Right.
You know, it's so stupid. I don't care. I'll just take a nap or whatever. But when I started to, it was actually YouTube, you know, it's like you put in the word meditation, all this stuff comes up. And I started to see videos where people were really breaking it down scientifically, like what is actually happening. And I thought, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And then I came across some types of meditation where the purpose of it is to lower your brain waves. So like when we're wide awake, we're like in delta. And when you're sleeping, I think it's, what is that? Theta, alpha, beta, one of those. But when you're kind of in between, like when you're coming out of sleep, it's sort of, they always describe it as like, you know, when you're driving and like you kind of snap out of it and you're like, oh wow, I just went like 2 miles, I didn't even realize, like that kind of mode that you're in, that's like theta. And so when you're able to consciously lower your brainwaves to theta, you can actually like talk to your subconscious. And that's what they say is like the only way to actually break like really, really long formed habits. And, you know, so much of what we do or how we think or what we present to the world is like stuff that we learned when we were like 3, you know? And so, you know, I just started to like really think about things and like think about myself and think about my attitudes towards money, towards success, towards relationships and life. And it was like, you know, being able to meditate and really kind of get in there and really peel back the layers and like figure out how I'd been thinking and what were some beliefs that I had that I didn't even know that I had. It was like the start of being able to tweak things that I wanted to tweak and, you know, kind of create new attitudes or whatever. And just most recently, I've been doing it towards like my relationship with food. And it's really been helping, really, really been helping. I've been meditating on that for like 8 months. And I just started to see a trainer, and he gave me a food, plan. And I was like, okay, this is going to be hard for me because I like to eat. I have a very interesting relationship with food, whatever. But I've been with him for like 2.5 months, and I've been following it. And I don't want to say it hasn't been hard, but it's been, I feel like there's clarity around it because I've meditated about it, and because I can stop those sort of subconscious actions and thoughts, the ones that, I was on autopilot with. So yeah, I just,
Wow.
I just love meditation.
I should give it a go.
Yeah,
like
but
really just sort of like think about. So do you like keep, how do you say? Do you like I know it's like woo woo, right? Your surroundings. Do you have a space that you meditate? Like, can you do it anywhere, or you set up like a place with candles or something? Like, how do you set up your space to say, okay, this is where I will have time for my own thoughts?
So it depends. There's like walking meditations. There's ones like the meditation that I do for like an hour. You just want to find a place where you feel safe, like, and that you're not going to be disturbed or whatever. I put on an eye mask. I put on my noise canceling, my headphones. And then I just, I get comfortable. I sit in a chair or whatever, because it's an hour. So I can't sit on the floor like cross-legged or whatever. So I sit in like my office chair, and that's it. I close my door, so I make sure Butters doesn't jump up on me or something, or my husband disturbs me by accident. And that's it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Cool. I'm gonna give it a go. I've got a lot of things to work out in my head.
But yeah, like, I think, again, you can do meditations for so many different reasons. So I would say, just start with a source like meditation for anxiety, meditation for chronic pain. There's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of talk about like how our brain is the ultimate pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything that we need. We just have to somehow unlock it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you believe in that.
I'm a big believer in, like, if your brain is in a happier place, even though you have chronic pain, let's say that's one of the examples, you'll feel it less than if you were in a bad state of mind. Like, you will feel your pain a lot more if and obviously life is not always about butterflies and roses, but as long as you are capable to at least make the conscious effort to switch it up sometimes, like if you are really in a bad mental space, then to be able to at least try to do these like things like I guess meditation is not biohack, is it? But anyway, is it? Yeah,
I think it's considered biohacking. Yeah,
I think that's why that's why biohacking is always known, or at least thought of, as being like what you said, woo woo, right? Because I think it's the person's perception, how they feel after doing those things, and sometimes you just can't explain it.
Yeah,
but if you feel better, then that's what's important, right?
Yeah.
I love biohacking. I think I do a lot of things that a lot of people don't understand, and I'm like, well, that's fine, because like it works for me.
Right, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
All right, okay, let's put this one from Kate the Great. I don't know if she's here. What's a luxury brand? So we're switching gears. So what a luxury brand that is widely loved, but you think isn't that great?
Ooh, okay. I'm about to throw one under the bus. Let me think. Well, okay.
Luxury brand.
Well, okay. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't like the quality of Gucci bags.
Okay.
I just feel like if ever I see like a shitty looking bag, it's like a Gucci bag that's maybe like a year old. And I'm like, oh my God, it looks like it's been run over. I still think they're made well. And while I like LV, I do feel like their bags are a little overrated. Not their classic bags, but like a lot of their like, fashion season, like their runway bags or whatever. I don't like them. I think I don't know. Not for me.
That's
But
fair.
I like their ready to wear and stuff, but just, yeah, some of their handbags, I'm like, they didn't even think about this,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, definitely. It's gone
Yeah.
down drain. But Gucci, I totally agree with you. Gucci, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Just like they're not made. I think the brand is just they don't make bags to last. They just make the bags, or even some of the ready wears for now. But
Yeah.
you pay really, really high prices for it.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you guys? Any brand?
Mine's Gucci too.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Gucci.
I know good. Yeah, Kat always never liked Gucci. For me, I don't really sort of notice the ones that I don't like, so I don't even think about them. I
Yeah.
don't really have one like what's a luxury brand that I really don't care about. Like I just am so loyal to the ones that I like. All I think about is those ones.
Yeah.
But what do I see a lot of bags that always look tattered? I guess in the past I always thought Balenciaga, like you know the the one that is like very it has all
Oh,
the tassels and everything. That one I
Okay.
always thought that it looked weird after a while. Um
I know
they
which
don't
bag you're
make it
talking about. I
anymore.
had one.
Yeah, you had one. They don't make it
Something
anymore.
City, something City.
Yeah, like Neo City Tote or something.
That's the
Neo is
like
probably the
the
newer one already,
new
but like
version.
no.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, I cannot remember. Sure. Oh, Sarah definitely can ask questions. So these are questions that we collected previously, but you definitely can. So Sarah's saying, can we ask questions as well? Definitely. We prep some first.
Yeah, and I think I agree with what you're saying about LV. I think in general also I don't like the brands that make the any leather goods, right? Either bags or small leather goods in a very like stiff manner. Like the leather you can feel like it's so stiff that it doesn't have I don't know how it's like plasticky almost like that to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they almost feel like they're vinyl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't even think of the names of the bags. It's like the LV bag. They came out with all these like pastel colors, and I was like, oh my God, that looks so cheap. And it just has like an LV and it like twists, I think.
Oh.
I apologize if either of you or anyone out there has this bag.
Don't even know
No, I
what bag
don't.
it is.
But
I think it twists and then it's just like a flat bag. I don't know. I just because
Is
Oh,
it-
is it the twist? The twist
yeah, is it
lock.
actually the twist bag?
oh, is that what it's called? Oh,
Yeah,
think
there's
so.
one. That one's already slightly old now, but
Okay.
it is a bit rigid, that one for sure. Yeah, it's kind of rigid because it's their ippy leather, which is
yes.
already structured, but like
Leather.
that bag in specific is like very hard-sided too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we switch gears. One that you love. Okay, your favorite. So from like to what are you loving now?
Well, oh my God. I think for handbags it's been Loewe.
Oh, yeah, we have a question on Loewe. Let me pull this one as well. How's your squeeze bag? Is there?
Here's the squeeze bag and here's the 22.
Okay, hang on. Let me make you bigger. Make us smaller. Hang on. How do I do that? Ooh, I don't want to be big. There we go.
The squeeze and the 22. So yeah, a lot of people have been asking me to compare. And Kat, you even made a comment about how the Loewe is like a better designed version of the 22.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're very similar, right? I have the bigger size though in the Loewe versus the Chanel 22. I think this is just if you're more of a traditional person and you just like, nothing too funky. I think the Chanel 22 is definitely more for you because this is just it's an interesting looking bag. It's not very traditional looking at all. People have called this a pickle, a cucumber. I've heard penis. This looks like a penis.
Oh gosh.
So it's different, and you kind of have to be willing to adjust the straps, and you can add a piece. You've got this chain. It's definitely like a little bit more of like a designed bag versus the Chanel 22. They're both really comfortable. I love the Chanel 22. I use that all the time. But this bag I just think is so unique because I can wear it crossbody. I can wear it on my shoulder. I do like that it has this chain detail, but it's the donut chain from Loewe, which is also like a little funky looking. Yeah, it's just a simple design. And I do like that it's like ruched on one side and then it's flat on the other because it's really easy to get into the bag. Because if it was ruched on both sides, there'd be like a little digging going on. So this just opens up. But yeah, I just think it's like they're different. They're very similar, but they're like completely different styles, you know?
So if there was a con for each one, what would there be their worst con for each one?
I think the fact that these straps aren't adjustable, that that's it. That's how you're wearing it. You can't even make it a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, you know, depending on your height or whatever. Like you're stuck with the length that they give you. The con, I would say to the Loewe is if you do want to adjust it, it takes a little something because there's an extra piece in the chain. You have to find the right spot in the chain to actually like separate them. And then you have to line up, like if you want to like micro adjust the length with the clasp at the end here, you have to like line it up between the big donut chains. So it's like a little bit fussy. It's not like something that you can just on the fly, like kind of change. You have to like sit down. You have to sit down.
What about the handle? Does it hurt your shoulder or?
No, it's super comfortable.
And it doesn't fall off of your shoulders?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It's right there.
That's
neat. And it is, I mean, they do call it the squeeze bag for a reason. It is squishy.
So it's almost like a little memory foam pillow.
Yeah. It has this like 3D printed plastic core. So like, you know, yeah.
It's so good.
I think that's it. Yeah. Are you guys thinking about getting this?
I like it.
Not until now. Now I have to at least go check it out to see all the fuss about it.
You know, there's been a lot of press about this bag. I was actually kind of surprised because, you know, it's not a very traditional bag, which I think is usually what gets a lot of press. You know, a crowd pleaser. Like this is kind of unique.
I think this is the issue with like creating content is because you get asked, oh, what do you think of this? And then now you have to go and check it out and be aware of it. And obviously you end up liking a lot of things as a result, right? Because a lot of people ask, oh, this is like, you know, like for me, I'm so focused on, I just buy Chanel and Hermes most of the time that I don't really look outside. So when people ask, or like today with this question, me being aware of it, I'm like, oh, and now you showing it to us, I'm like, oh, now I have to go check it out. Because it looks nice.
Becca is saying the squeeze is giving me FOMO. It's sold out.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow. It's sold out. Wow. Okay.
I think it's different from the Chanel 22. And I think the price is also a lot different from the 20. Because the 22 is now what? 9,000 Singapore dollars. So what? 6,000-7,000 USD.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah, the 22 went up a lot. Yeah, the small size went up by over 1,000 Canadian dollars before tax, and we have still yet to get our price increase, which I think is imminent. So there should be another price increase.
I mean, there is the little bag on the inside. You know, I remember back in the day, it was like if a Chanel bag seemed like a little pricey, it's because it was leather lined, right? You're like, oh, okay. It's like, you know, they use twice the amount of leather. So every time I look now, I'm like, none of the bags they're making now are like leather lined. I don't know why.
It's all cloth.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the leather lined ones are like it's like 14,000 for the classic or For the Coco handle, it's like what, almost 8, I think 8, or like Coco handle used to be the affordable version of a classic looking flat bag. Now they're not affordable at all. They're quite expensive.
And, you know, I have a friend that works at the Chanel boutique at the Bellagio, and she's like, every time there's a price increase, she's like, all the sales associates get really nervous. Because they're like, oh my God, you know, it's going to happen. Everyone's going to stop buying Chanel. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm like, every time you guys raise the price, you sell more.
True.
It's
true.
just, I don't know why.
And
I think there's a fear also, because it's like once you hit a price increase and people like sort of fear it, like, okay, I have to buy now. Even, I buy now, I'll just buy it in the next price increase. Then during that period, just before the next price increase, they get a lot of sales, right? Then they'll taper down, then they hit another price increase. They get a lot of sales before the next price increase, and then shortly after, say, okay, it's now or never. And it just keeps going.
It's crazy. Yeah, I went and I looked at a small boy bag in like that caramel brown color that they came back out with, you know, for fall. And it was a small version. I think it was almost $7,000. And I was like, really? I'm like, I feel like I remember when these were like 4,000.
Yeah, 3,000-4,000.
Yeah. Oh,
God. Good old days.
Good old days.
All right, let me pull another one. Periwinkle 88. What is your favorite brush to blow out eyeshadow? And where do you decide on Butter's name? Butters.
Well, let me tell you about Butter's name. So I used to be a knitwear designer, and I worked for a woman that I actually just went to Italy with, and she has a dog from the same litter that Butters comes from. So they're sisters, and she's the one that convinced me to get Butters. She was like, "This dog is the best temperament, so cute, you know, whatever." And I was like, "Really? Okay." And we were together because she owned a yarn company, and I designed for her. And so we were actually at a design retreat together, and she had all of these like yarn samples, and we're both, of course, obsessed with cashmere. So we're feeling all these different cashmeres and whatever. And she was like, "This feels like butter." And I grabbed it and I was like, "Oh, it feels like fuzzy butter." And we were just talking about the dog. And I was like, if I get a dog, I'm going to call her Miss Fuzzy Butters.
Oh.
So she's named after cashmere, technically.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. My favorite brush to blow. All my brushes are dirty. Oh my God. So it kind of depends. So when it comes to like cream eyeshadow, I like denser, round, like domed brushes. So something like this, the Sonia G Soft. I see that. The Sonia G Soft Concealer brush. This is really good. I think this is natural and synthetic haired. And then a similar brush to this, which would be really great, is the Westman Atelier Baby Blender Brush, which I'm sorry I don't have, it's dirty. And it has like a very, very similar shape, but it's all synthetic hair. So if you prefer that. For powder eyeshadows, you know, my all-time favorite brush was discontinued years ago. That's a Tom Ford blender brush, their number 13 brush, when it was natural goat hair, and then they moved to synthetic, and it's terrible. I don't know where they got their synthetic fibers. It's terrible. Maybe, I mean, I have a few, but this is definitely a good one. The Blender Pro from Sonia G. Just a nice, fluffy blender brush.
I have the Tom Ford one. It's really good, actually. Yeah,
from the natural hair?
Yeah, the natural hair. Should have bought more of it before they
Yeah, because they started to just sneak in the synthetic ones. It was like we didn't even know it was happening. But yeah, I like the Blender Pro, and this is dyed goat hair.
Yeah.
We're
being attacked by bots. this live has been attacked by bots.
Oh.
Asking us
Oh
to
my
eat
goodness.
poop. It's fine. It happens once in a while. There we go.
What is going on?
I don't know. I'll just
I
have to
can't-
ban them.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
actually, it's still coming. That's very bad. Who
It's
is?
fun.
Well, it doesn't really matter to us, but it's just annoying.
It's
Yeah.
annoying because it disturbs the chat and like everybody's like, what is going on?
Oh my god.
Restart? How do we restart?
No, I don't think there's, but
you might need to terminate
you
this
can block,
live.
babe, what you can actually I don't know if it works. But if I say it here, then they're just gonna write something else. But like, you know how sometimes I block.
Don't worry, we don't
words?
care. Okay, just keep going. Don't worry. I'm just like block. I'm just pressing a button. Block, block, block.
Or actually,
keep
no,
going,
you can.
Michelle. Don't worry
No,
about
actually,
it.
no. You can go to your video setting and just switch to
Oh,
like,
yes.
you know,
block
switch
it.
to certain status to be able to comment.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll do something. Okay, let's get another question while I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
This
usually
one.
do, especially when we have a different, like a guest, and you just don't know who else it attracts. Somehow those like the guest shows attract more different people. They're not all
Yeah.
great.
Interesting.
So I don't know why, because
I attract fecal matter, apparently.
It's a
Now that I've said it, sorry, I screwed it up again.
Oh, it's so funny. All right, so let's take this one.
Ooh, okay. I think one would be the Chantecaille lip veil. Very moisturizing, very comfortable, sort of a medium level of pigmentation. So like just a great everyday. And then I think I'd want something kind of sheer. So what's like, or like a gloss. Oh, does that count as lipstick? Let's say it counts as a lipstick. I would probably bring like a Lisa Eldridge gloss, like the one, what's the color? Affair or Love Affair? Yeah, I would bring that gloss, the Chantecaille, and then I would bring something with like more pigment. Oh, maybe, yeah, this is it. The Clé de Peau. What's the name of these? And I don't have my readers here, but they're lipstick. Probably bring this color too. This is Triumphant Tawny.
What brand is this?
Clé de Peau. This is their like satin lipstick. I think there's a fancier name, but I think it's just like their satin lipstick.
Michelle, did you buy into the new Chanel 31 lipstick? You know, the one with the glass.
I didn't.
Don't do
Are you
it.
curious to try? No.
No. I mean, first of all, I have
Were
a
you
ton of.
tempted? Even I was tempted, which is rare because I
think because, I think it's a very beautiful package, all the things. But I was like, glad. I just thought, am I going to have to be careful with this thing?
Exactly. That's my thought.
I was like, no. I'm like, the last thing I need, because I'm a mess. And so I'm constantly tipping stuff over. The last thing I need is to spend $200 on lipstick, tip it over, and have it break everywhere. I'm like, no, I can't. Sure.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh
my God.
I bought it.
Is it heavy?
It's heavy.
Okay.
And I was talking about, was it in the members live, Amy? I can't remember. But
Yeah,
anyway,
well,
I also talked about it in my review video. I didn't know it was so expensive. Like in my head, when I walked into the store, I thought it was $100. Like I knew it's, $100 crazy, right? Lipstick, $100. That's in Sing dollars, so maybe like 70 USD. So I was like, oh my God, 100 Singapore dollars. Then I said, okay, fine. And then, wait, where is it? And then I was buying other things. So I bought a perfume for a friend, and then I also bought, because they came in a box set, so I bought a few more things. So when the bill came and I swiped my credit card, and I was like, wait a minute, that's like double what I thought it was gonna be. Like in total, the whole bill. I was like, was the perfume double the price? And then I looked at, and I was like, what? This lipstick is $235 Singapore dollars.
No, ma'am.
I was like, I thought it's 100. She's like, oh, the refill is 100.
Oh my God. The refill. And the refill isn't even glass, or it's not special.
No.
This is $100. I was like,
No.
okay, no choice. I mean, I paid it. It's okay.
I mean, if it was glass, like crystal, like baccarat crystal, where it's faceted, you know what I mean? Like something really beautiful.
It's
Sure, right? You just display it. It's an object, but it was like, no, it doesn't look that unique.
It's
I mean,
like
it's
a
very-
Revlon lipstick. L'Oreal. It's a L'Oreal lipstick with a Chanel branding.
Yeah.
So are you bringing it out? Do you actually use it every day?
I have used it a few times, but I keep it in its box because exactly.
Oh, so you take it out with the box in your purse? Oh.
And then I open it up like this. Because if you open it up
Like a
this way,
sweet
it'll
step
fall
to
out.
get into it.
It'll be like this.
I mean, that box should be black velvet with like red silk inside.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait,
not-
I think they do have a velvet.
They do,
pouch
but
that
that
comes with
it's
it.
that it's the kind of velvet bag that you get when you buy Chanel accessories. They give you that little that felt kind of bag that will disintegrate over time because it gets a little sticky.
Like this?
Yeah. Oh no, not that one. It's a different kind of felt. It's like the
It's like,
the
is
one
it
that you
like the
buy-
SLG one?
SLG type. It's not. It's really
Oh,
cheap. It's
okay,
really
okay.
cheapo felt. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the type that over time it will start to flake. That kind of felt.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, they do
Weird.
give you a bag, but anyway, it's too expensive. Yeah, good that you
I
didn't
think
get
they
it.
did you dirty, Kat. I'm sorry.
I didn't know. It's my fault actually because I just went in like, okay, I want this. I paid. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. I
Wait.
almost did, because my sales associate, Gio, he just texts me when new stuff comes in. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll get that. And so he was like, oh, the special lipsticks are in. And I was like, okay. And I'm like looking at the colors, and I thought, like, he sends me pictures, and I thought, you know what, let me go on the site and like look at colors. And I don't think they were on the site yet, but I started to see all of these comments about this lipstick, and people were like angry. And I was like, so I texted him back. I was like, how much are these? And he was like $195 or whatever they are. And I was like, oh, I'm good. Thank you.
yeah, and $195, and that's before tax, right? Because US has tax, so it's about $200. Yeah.
More than 200.
I know.
Well, now
Oh
you
my
have
God.
it. And who
I have it, but you know what? When I was in store, even the sale, the beauty advisor said they thought it would not sell because of the price, but they sold out so many boxes and so many pieces that even the beauty advisors are like, really?
I'm sure. I feel like the more anger and rage I see online about the price of something, I'm like, oh, it's sold out. I'm sure it has. Like, there's just as many people who are like down for paying for that.
Well, actually, that's why I was surprised. I was surprised Kat bought it, because the way I found out was on social media. It's just on Instagram, actually, not anywhere special, just on Instagram, and how like everyone's like, oh, I bought, what do you guys think of the $200 lipstick? Or did you guys buy it? And some people bought it and then they were showing it. And I was like, $200? Like, already the price in my head, I was like, well, I'm not even into lipstick, so why would I buy it? But like, that's how I found out. And then yeah, I think I saw some review videos at that point too, and they were describing its glass, and I'm like, oh, glass, that's gonna break. So that's why I was actually surprised that Kat bought it, because I would assume she saw the same post that I saw on Instagram as well, because they were everywhere. Like everyone was talking about it.
Yeah. People are buying
Christmas
it.
gift, yeah, that maybe. But I think they were just buying
Possible.
for themselves as collectible.
Yeah.
Most of the people that I saw on Instagram, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not talk about it anymore because I had a heart attack when I saw the price. I was like,
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you enjoy it.
It's beautiful.
fun.
Okay, one more question from Amy. I'm just going down the list. Which ultimate luxury item you always wanted but haven't gotten around to get it?
You know, I have never purchased an Hermes Birkin from the actual store. Like the one that I have is from my friend. And then the one that my husband got me way back in the day, it was like the Birkin, what did they call her? I think she was the Birkin broker, and she worked with all the Wall Street people, and she shopped all the stores. I mean, this was like 20 years ago or whatever, when someone could do that. She shopped all the stores like in Europe. And so people just bought them from her. So I want to go into a boutique and actually get one from the boutique. That is what I would like. But I don't like the
game.
Yeah.
The journey.
But do you like anything else from Hermes that you would buy? Not necessarily like doing the game or being calculative about the shopping, the spend, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you actually like anything else?
I do. I mean, I do like some of their ready-to-wear pieces, their shoes, their home goods. I love their blankets and their pillows. The Constance bag, I love. All their fashion jewelry. I'm not the biggest fan of their like fine jewelry, but their fashion jewelry is really fun. Yeah.
Oh.
I like
But
those.
you do shop, right? Don't you
totally
shop at your Vegas outlet?
Yeah. I would
You should
totally
tell
try your
them.
local store.
Yeah, the one
should
at
tell you.
Crystals I go to a lot. Yeah.
Did you tell them that you have a bag wish list?
I do. And then, so the last time I was there, I bought my husband a belt, one of those reversible Hermes belts. But I got it in the London airport, and they were like, you can exchange it back home if you need to or whatever, because I didn't know his size. So anyway, I got one that was too big. He was insulted. We went to the Crystals, and so they were like, okay, yeah, we can exchange it. And so we worked with this guy who was really nice. And I was like, hey, by the way, I'm really interested in, getting a Birkin or Kelly. Like, I was like, literally, like, whatever you have.
Yeah.
And he was like, they were redoing their whole handbag department area so that they could display bags, but not sell any of them. Like, it was only going to be a display area from then on out, because it used to be if they had a bag in store, they would sell it. Like if it was a Lindy or Constance or one of those her bags, or one of the other kind of styles. He's like, they're getting rid of all of that, and they're just putting in bags for display that I guess you have to order. You have to like order them all. I was like, is this happening in all the stores? He didn't, I don't know. He didn't really give me an answer. So I don't know what's going on. But I haven't been back since, so I need to go back and see what's going on.
So what getting a Birkin from like a local boutique mean to you that you would want to have that?
I just want the whole experience, like the nice brand new box, and actually like maybe like being able to pick out the leather that I want, or at least like choosing the one that I want. Like I love the Birkin 25 that I got from my friend, but like I didn't pick it out, I just happened to like it. But it would be really nice to be able to like pick out exactly what I want, like the leather, the color, the hardware, the size. I do think now that I've had the 25 for a while, I think it's too small. Those little handles are like just a little too small for me. So of course I'm like, well, now I need a 30. I have to get a 30.
I feel like what you need to do is go to Paris then. It's probably
New York is another place, because you do go to New York,
but like,
yeah.
Like to be able to, if you are able to get a walk-in, like an appointment where you can tell them the wish list. I mean, to pick out exactly is probably the harder part, because even if you have a journey with your store, to pick out exactly what you want is still not always possible.
Okay.
It still depends on them just matching as close as your specs as possible, but it's not always exactly. So that's probably the harder part, even for anybody.
Okay.
But I feel like maybe Paris.
So I tried to get an appointment when I was in Paris.
All right.
And
I think I watched that video.
Yeah, I couldn't. Every day. Miguel was like, my husband, he was like, today? I'm like, no. Not today.
It's harder,
but they get like tens of thousands of requests appointment-wise every day, something like that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is harder than Taylor Swift tickets.
The New York then. I hear New York. Well, Vegas is not bad because you actually have a couple, isn't it 2 or 3 boutiques? New York and Vegas, I hear, is
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you shop there.
Yeah, and I shop here, and I feel like Vegas gets pretty good merchandise because it's Vegas.
Yeah.
But there isn't as much competition as there is in like New York.
Yes.
Is my thought.
Yes.
So I'll keep working it. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
Waiting on the day you
on the day. So let me put, okay, we've got about, I think about 15 minutes. So let me just pull this few more. What is the most romantic gift your husband has gotten you? Since we're talking about hubby, popped up a bit.
Is he a romantic guy, I guess?
He is.
Oh, okay.
So everything's romantic.
Then maybe it's hard to choose which gift is the most romantic one.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I think I've dampened that in him a little bit because I'm not romantic at all.
Oh, really?
You balanced it out. Maybe you balanced it out, not dampened it. You balanced it.
Maybe, yeah, I balanced it out. Yeah, I'm not sentimental. I'm not romantic, like whatever. And he's more sentimental. He's definitely much more romantic. The most romantic gift. I mean, can I say my engagement / wedding ring? Because I just liked this ring and I pointed it out to him and I was like, oh my God, I love this ring or whatever. And he like bookmarked it because I saw it actually on the Barney's site first before we saw it in store. And he bookmarked it. And I remember him asking me like weeks or maybe months later, I was looking at it again or something. And he was like, would you wear that as like a wedding ring? And I was like, yeah, I would totally wear that as a wedding ring. Like not even thinking about it. And then I don't know, like a year later, this is the one that he got me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he actually, you guys wedded to this ring?
Yes. Yeah. So this is like my engagement wedding ring.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's romantic.
Yeah.
Wow. He really, let me see, he remembered it for like a...
Yes, he has the memory of an elephant, which is both good and very bad. Yeah, he remembers things that I said like years ago. I'm like, you're lying.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So since you're talking about Barney's, there's this one question. Well, that would be a favorite purchase. It's not your purchase, right? It's your husband's purchase. Yeah. But for us asking, what's your favorite purchase from Barney's? Barney's is a store?
It was a store. So it was like Saks. It was like Bergdorf. But they weren't afraid to buy from a designer that wasn't popular at all. So they started a lot of brands' popularity. And they were always like the cool, Saks is a little bit more like the mature audience. Bergdorf is very glitzy and glam. Barney's was like the very kind of like avant-garde, more edgy kind of pieces.
Would it be like Liberty? There's a Liberty in, is it Liberty in the UK? Is it sort of like that? Where it's kind of a lot of things.
It's more like Browns in London. Have you been to Browns?
Oh, okay. Yep. I've heard of Browns.
It's more like Browns. It's just really special. Just even if they carry a brand, they would get like the most unique pieces from the line.
Right.
Yeah, they were just great. Like they were fearless. They weren't so worried like, well, is this going to sell? Who's the customer for this? They just bought stuff that was like really neat.
So they closed, right?
Yeah, they had a lot of problems for a very long time. They went bankrupt or, declared bankruptcy a few times. And then, yeah, this final nail in the coffin, they put a lot of money into their brick and mortar stores, I think right before the pandemic happened. And their online store was never great. It was always a little funky and like some orders came wrong. So they never really paid attention to that, which they at that point should have. But yeah, I don't know. That's not all of it, of course. But that was definitely some of it. Yeah. Okay, favorite purchase from Marty's. I think it's my oh no, maybe I think it's my Lanvin bag. Do you remember when Albert Elbaz was the creative director? Oh, where's my phone? I was going to bring up a picture. Remember they had those rectangular bags with the chain and they were super flat and they just had like a flap and they had those like frayed satin ribbons. Like that was his thing. Like everything had frayed satin ribbons. He's the one that started the Lanvin ballet flats that are coming back now.
Oh.
He had like 1,000 pairs of them back then. And now and I threw them all away, of course, because they were like so ratty. And now they've come back. I'm like,
what?
But that bag, they had so many different varieties because it was this pretty simple shape, flat rectangle, but some would have like 2 pockets. Some wouldn't have any pockets. Sometimes the flap would be a little bit different, but they had all of these different materials. And I got this wine colored, weathered, glazed version with like antique brass hardware. And it had like a little like lock in the front with like zippers and stuff. And it was like, oh my, I think it was coming back from a photo shoot and like the stylist or whatever gave it back to the sales associate behind the counter and they were about to put it back out on the shelf. And I was like, what is that? And they're like, oh, this just came back from a photo shoot or whatever. They're like, yeah, it's not going to last. And I was like, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. So, it was like the quintessential like it girl bag, back then. I can't even think of
what's the brand again? Lanvin.
Lanvin. Lanvin. Lanvin.
What's the bag called?
I don't remember. Albert, Alber, Elbaz, Elbaz. He died from COVID.
Oh, wow.
And so it was like his bag.
It bag. I'll look it up. Is it the one with the like a cat on the top? Is that a leopard?
No, I mean they had all different patterns and fabrics and stuff. Also, when I get my phone, I'll send you a picture.
Sure. Interesting. Thank you. Let me see this one. Oh, Hermes. We have a huge Hermes community here. So Michelle, which is your favorite Hermes makeup and why? Do you have any? You're not a big fan of Hermes, aren't you? You're not really. I mean,
their
makeup. Yeah, like
Yeah, a little bit here and there, but I really, really like the bronzers that they came out with.
Oh, so you actually like the bronzers?
I like the bronzer. Really, like just blended out beautifully, and the tone of them very neutral, nothing funky. Like just a very normal looking kind of bronze, very easy to work. And then it had like 3 different, right? Yeah, like the H was one color, and then on top was another, and on the bottom was another color. So you got like a nice like range. That's really pretty, and I do like their sheer lipsticks.
Oh, you mean these
The
ones?
shine.
Oh, the shine. The
shine lipsticks.
Not this one then.
I don't have the shine.
The balm.
Right. I feel like with the bronzers, because I know you got the lightest color, and I was hesitating which shade I should have gotten. And I ended up getting the second shade. And I feel like it's too orange on me. That's why I like I have to have a very light hand with it. And even then, I don't know why when I take photographs, it's like muddling my face. It's only when I take photographs, because in real life it looks okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if you like if other people have found that, because I didn't realize that until because when I first tried it on my face, I thought, oh, it's okay and it's nice. And when I start taking photographs, and it's every time I had the bronzer on, I feel like my face is so dark, and I'm not dark at all. I'm pretty fair,
Right. Yeah.
which is probably why I probably got the wrong shade then.
Yeah. I think the one would work for you because it's very neutral.
But I'm not gonna get it again.
Like, that's it. I'm done.
Well, I feel like bronzers for me anyway is like it's more like a summer thing anyway. So like having 9 months of winter here and then only the 2-3 months of hot weather, I feel like
Yeah.
I'll just use what I have. I'll just have like a super light hand just to try to finish it up, which is gonna be hard because it's such a big pan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually huge. Like I don't think I can ever finish it.
Is it big? I don't even remember. It's
It
bigger
is,
than
it
the-
is.
Pretty big, yeah. It's like bigger than their blush and everything. That's why I thought
Yeah.
it was good value
There
at
it is.
first. And
Yeah.
at first when I tried it, I was like, oh, the
There
color
you
is
go.
nice.
It's like half my face.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
nice
it's like
in
the size of their
person.
highlight. What shade is that one? That one looks warm.
It is really warm. It's 3. I got Sahara. It's like
Okay. I guess maybe
I could
one
use
is
this on my
really-
body, I think.
Maybe I should have gotten one because I'm really like, I mean, I say fair, like there's a lot of type of fair. Like my fair is like very like it's not the rosy type of fair.
Okay.
And I used to think that I'm cool tone, but apparently I'm not cool tone. I'm like more olive cool,
Oh, okay.
like olive fair.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I feel like with the number 2, which is quite warm as well, but maybe not as warm as number 3, but still for me it was like too muddling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because sometimes you would think, because your skin tone, I guess, is considered warm, that a
Exactly.
warm bronzer would work, but it probably just brings all of it out.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Are you gonna get the eyeshadows? Because they're coming out with the eyeshadows I think
In
this
10 days, actually 9 days, it's coming out on the 15th.
Hermes is
here.
coming out with 4 pan eyeshadow palettes.
I saw. I'm definitely curious, so I probably will get at least one.
Mm-hmm.
But the pans are like different shapes.
Yeah.
They reminded me, do you know that kids game? It looks like an empty box and you stick the shapes in.
Yes.
That's what it looks like to me. I'm like, why? Why couldn't they just do like normal pans?
It's Hermes. They do their own thing. They do their own thing.
They do. They just
Do I
don't
have a
care.
pic-
Would you get a
They just,
neutral
yeah, they
color,
just
or
don't care.
would you get more neutral palette or more like of a fun pop of color palette?
Probably neutral. I mean, it's so stupid. Like, how many neutral palettes do I need? But
Yeah, I
that's
think
the only one I'm gonna wear. I think I like the top 2. I like.
yeah.
Yeah, they look the most neutral. Like this is more pinky, peachy,
Yeah.
and then this one's more like gold, maroon, brown. I don't know. Anyway, I'll get one. I just don't know how much it's gonna cost.
$500.
No, I feel like it would probably be around the same as their bronzers, I would think.
What? Like around 100?
I would like probably 130 some, like yeah, around 100 for the US thing. I would think, because
Yeah.
Possible.
Sounds about right. Wow.
Miss Cham's got a question on what do you think of Makeup by Mario foundation? It has mixed reviews. What's Makeup by Mario?
Tried them.
Oh,
I have not tried them. I'm sorry.
is he like some celebrity makeup artist?
He's a celebrity makeup artist. He got famous because he did Kim Kardashian's makeup. And then he started doing master classes with her.
Wow.
And then he started doing them, on his own. And then he kind of he broke out and now he's doing this line, and yeah. But he basically, as far as I understand it, he basically like blew up because of the Kardashians.
But his makeup is good.
It's decent. I think I like his bronzers are really nice. He's got a cream bronzer. He's got a powder bronzer. Both I think are really nice. And then everything else is very nice. I don't think there's anything like, unique and out of this world special, but they perform very nicely. His eyeshadows and stuff. Yeah. Decent.
Nice.
Very decent
stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've got this too. All right, let's pull this one. Winter Sue's asking you the most comfortable and uncomfortable handbag. Wow. Let me think about for my collection. Most comfortable. What about you, Amy? Do you have a most comfortable, uncomfortable?
I think my most comfortable bag, I have like a Prada nylon crossbody bag. It's so light. The strap, it's like you put it on, you don't even know it's there, and it just sits right on my hip. It's like a utility bag. So that's my most comfortable. Most uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the uncomfortable one, because if they're not comfortable, I would have sold it.
You probably have sold them. Get out.
Uncomfortable.
Maybe heavy, because uncomfortable could be heavy, could be clunky, maybe,
or a bad shoulder strap.
Yeah.
You know what bags are heavy as hell? Chloe bags and Marc Jacobs bags.
Yeah.
Yes, Chloe bags.
I'm like, this is terrible leather. I'm like, why does this weigh like 2 tons? Not good.
No, it's supposed to give you the impression that it's good leather because it weighs, right? You pick it up and you're like, wow, that's like thick leather.
I don't know about
worse. It's like it wasn't tanned properly.
Yeah.
Oh, is that true? Is that why it's bad leather? It's not.
Yeah, because if it's tanned properly, they remove all the water from it basically, and it shrinks. And so you get less leather for your money basically. So more expensive bags should be lighter because it's shrunk and they have to use more of the skin.
No wonder Hermes bags are light.
Yeah, the Hermes bag that my Birkin 40, well, probably because it's just giant. That one's heavy though.
Yeah, but the 25 is so light.
The 25 is light, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's the reason why tanning will shrink the leather. Oh my God. Oh.
Like if you have like a leather coat, you should be able to wear it. You don't want one that like you can't walk around with. Like, that's not good. That's not good.
That's like the Chloe bag, right?
Yeah. Oh God, it's terrible.
Do you have one?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a Chloe bag?
I do. I have that one that it looks like a horseshoe. I don't know what it's called. It's got the flap in the front.
Yeah.
Does it have that funky lock on it?
No. It has a zip top. It's you. You guys are too fancy for this. It's just like
we got brain fog because we're in the 40s. We got brain fog. We're like, we know. But it's not coming to us now.
Maybe the Marcy bag? Does that sound familiar? Marcy?
It's all right. Google will help us.
Familiar, yeah.
So that bag, and then every Marc Jacobs bag I ever had. When he first came out, he had those silver push locks.
Oh, the Marcy bag. Yes. Okay, I know. Let me just bring it up. But yes.
Heavy as hell. It's like a weapon.
Oh gosh.
My sister-in-law has the one with the lock. I don't know what it called. The one is the funky lock. I think you all know which one it is once you see the picture.
Chloe
Drew bag. My sister-in-law had that, and it's also about the same size, like really tiny. When I picked, but it has a beautiful chain, and I was like, wow, I love this bag. So when I took it from her, I was like, it's like a rock. It's like a rock of a bag.
Yeah. I don't I'm like, please stop that.
I don't know if they still make bags like that though, like so heavy. There you go. This is the Marcy bag. This is the one that you have, right? Marcy.
Yes, that one. Oh no, it's in the top. It's the second one in. See how it looks? No, the
This
top.
one?
That one.
Mm.
That one. Yeah. The
Oh,
Marcy.
with the top. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Doesn't look like it
Heavy.
should be heavy, but it is.
Yep.
Yeah, and it also doesn't fit as much as you would think. That looks like a proper tote. It doesn't fit that much.
Oh, is it because it's very slim?
It's kind of slim, and like for some reason, when you open up the zipper, it just doesn't like open. You know what I mean? You know how some bags flop open, right? And you can like get in there. This bag, it just, for some reason, it's just really tight. I don't know if it's because that front flap flaps open and then there's a pocket in the front. So I don't know if there's just too much going on or something, but yeah. And then see how it goes in and then it comes out. So you can't actually fit that much in the skinny part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I don't think it's a very well designed bag, but it's very popular. It was very popular, at least.
Yeah, it was one of those it bags. A lot of people had it. I remember this one. What about you, Amy? Do you have any uncomfortable bags that you?
No, not really. I mean, I've always sold anything that I felt uncomfortable because I'm quite picky that way. I think if I can recall the ones that I sold, like I sold pretty quickly too. There was one which is the Gabrielle backpack. That one's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like so uncomfortable in a sense that it's heavy or all that. It's more like the fact that it's fussy to get in and out, and the base is solid, right? So every time you were to, because it's a backpack, so every time you were to put it on your back, it's like slamming into your back almost. I had it for like a day. I sold it the next day.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, the thing is with Chanel, at least back then, right, is when these bags were so hard to get, one way for me to guarantee that I get it is that I prepay for it without seeing it. So I would pay for it over the phone when they still did phone orders. I would go to pick it up and I would come home and realize that I regretted it. That's one of those. It's one of those things that sort of, that's how it was. And there's no refunds in Canada, so there's sort of like you're stuck with it. So that was one. I felt like the boy bag for me was uncomfortable, but maybe it's just because not the
Boxy.
weight.
You don't like it boxy.
Yeah, I don't like it boxy, and there was something about the chain sliding that really made me not comfortable with it. Like it just felt like it was sliding too much.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I kept trying it on and then just not buying it, and I don't know what it was, but it just was kind of like, even the small size, I felt like because it was so boxy, it just kind of always like flipped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that. True. Yeah. Especially when you open the flap, the whole bag
comes
goes
up,
along with it.
Yeah.
That only stops because I had the boy and I loved it, but that was one problem that I had. Obviously, that time I wasn't so fussy. I was like, oh yeah, it's okay. But over time, it does get more flexible.
Yeah.
But it does have a problem being flexible because the underside of the flap, it gets really bashed, like wrinkly and just like used over time. The creases get really bad there. So on one hand, it's easier to open. On the other hand, it just looks really shitty on the inside. So
yeah. I think in general, I don't like any chains that slide. That's one thing that I've found like the hard way throughout all the bags that I've tried, trial and error. I don't like the sliding chains. For me, that's, if it's sliding, it has to remain in place once it's doubled up. Like the classic flap, it just stays there. It doesn't slide on its own if it moves a little bit, which I really, really appreciate. But the reissue, it slides. So that's, for me, it's, I don't like the reissue as much for that reason. But I'm very peculiar with these things. So they're not uncomfortable in the sense of weight necessarily, but more just the features that bug me. Yeah.
Okay, so Michelle's got to go soon. So let's take 2 more questions. Let's take this one. Should be a quick one. Miss Jean's asking, what's your go-to daily mini bag?
My small, is this mini? It's the small puzzle bag.
Oh,
it's a small puzzle bag.
On. Get me out of here. Yeah, here we go. Is that small? Oh
yeah, this is the small.
Do you know they discontinued? No, wait. I don't know if they discontinued this bag or they're discontinuing it.
This bag, so they basically changed up the design of it.
Right.
So I think they're calling it like the new puzzle, but this is the old one where it looks completely pieced.
Yeah.
The new one, you'll see it looks like this piece is like sitting on top of these other pieces. It doesn't look as cool, I don't think, as this, where each one is like seamed down. That one, I mean, in defense of Loewe, the newer, I guess, design, it does actually look like origami, like they folded a piece over and sewed it down, but it looks a little clunky because of that.
But can you still flatten it? Because that's the main attraction of the bag, right? You can flatten it all the way because it's like origami.
That's the puzzle tote.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can do that with this one too, can't you? I thought
Could you flatten this?
My essay showed it.
This
but
one
I
is
wasn't
like
into
a camera bag. It's just kind of rectangular, and it's got the zipper in the back. See, here's the bottom.
Yeah, I thought that you could with this one too, but it's definitely not
in black actually, because it's actually this. I usually see the Loewe puzzle bag. A lot of people have it in the tan brown color.
Yeah,
I don't really see it in black. Oh, it's nice, huh? In black, it's cool.
I mean, because it has this bottom. Like, I don't think it can really ever.
Well, that's true.
I think it's supposed to flatten from top down though. But they have a way. They did it, but it's not like you would really do it every day.
Yeah,
so.
Right. You wouldn't do it anyway. So what do you like about it? It's just easy?
This bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just easy. You know, it's got the crossbody. It has the top handle, zippers. It's a good size. It's not too big. It's not too small. Yeah, and it's not heavy. It's nice and light. Yeah, and the strap is adjustable. It's very comfortable, like all the things. I love it. And I feel like, I mean, I should probably be a little bit more careful with my things, but I feel like I can kind of throw this around and it's not a big deal because it's just really nice leather.
Jen's got one too.
I just got this one. I don't like flattening it. Okay. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's take one more question. Because Michelle's got to go for dinner. Hang on, let me just pull all of us in. I don't want to be in the middle. Okay. There is one. Okay, this is a good one to end. Okay. How to not feel guilty and wasteful buying luxury. How?
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel guilty about a lot of things, you know. I feel like we talked about this before.
Yeah, watch the beginning.
I don't, it's my money and that's what I'm going to spend it on. I mean, if you do feel guilt and if you do feel wasteful about it, then maybe you shouldn't be buying it. You know, you should never, like buying this stuff should just be fun and it's something that you really love and you're passionate about it. If there's any sort of guilt like that doesn't feel good. I don't, maybe step away from this because I don't think nothing is worth feeling guilty over, you know.
Yeah. YOLO.
No, but it's also about what you said earlier, which I agree, is that sometimes you grow up maybe with certain relationship towards things because maybe you were influenced by your parents or other people. And, a lot of people, they have this love-hate relationship with money, right? And how they view, like the mentality of like abundance is not okay, even though they think that way, but deep down, that's how it's ingrained. and you have to unlearn that.
Yes.
Meditate on it.
Meditate on it.
Or just for me, I love reading the self-help books for that reason. I don't like reading fiction because fiction to me does nothing to me. I'd rather be more self-aware of things and understand why I have these thoughts now and how I can change them, or at least understanding it makes it easier to change. So I feel like just grab one of those those books to help you change your mindset about money as well.
Yeah, it is tough. It's probably one of the first things we create a relationship towards, you know, food and money, personal relationships. And it is really hard. And I think, you know, I'm kind of lucky. I had a pretty cool set of parents, and friends and whatever. And, you know, money is just energy, and you can always make more. It's just being transferred around us all the time, you know, and it just shouldn't. Money is very important, but it doesn't mean anything. And I think there's that really slight difference. I think people get it really mixed up, that, you know, it's meaningful, that it actually means something when you have a lot, and it really doesn't. It's important in that we need it, right? That's how we transfer energy from one thing to another. But it's, you know, whatever. You can always make more. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I can always make more. Yes, we love it. Just make more money. I'm gonna meditate on that. It's like, how do I make more money? Oh, okay. So anyway, Michele, thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me
back. Yeah. Have a wonderful dinner. We will catch up with you again. And yeah, if you haven't watched the beginning, if you came in late, go to the front. We'll stay back for a little bit more, just chit chat. Okay. And yeah, we'll see you the next time. Please do come back.
Okay. Oh, absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah. Bye. Maybe next time bring an unboxing. Maybe an unboxing.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just bought these. They're not like a new thing, but they're new to me. Hold on. I'm wearing them. They're shoes.
Oh, I think I saw a question about shoes. There was like a question, but anyway.
Oh, hang on. Let me remove that banner.
They're the Fendi, I forget.
Calibri?
I tried those on.
Ooh.
Are they Fendi? They are, right? Yeah. Oh,
so
those
they
are
have
nice.
paillettes on the front here.
Oh, wow.
And then it's got this gold heel. And then, you know, these are not a new style. They've been around forever. And I never tried them on because I was like, I don't get this. It's like so athletic looking.
I was just going to say that.
But as soon as I got it on my foot, I was like, oh, these are it. They are so comfortable, so comfortable. And the heel is a pretty decent height. It's so comfortable. I think because this is here, that you won't have any like blistering in the back because of this. I was like, I need this shoe in like every material.
They're like the dad sandals, right? Because they look like, oh my God, what is that? The next thing you know, you wear it, you're like, oh, they work.
Yeah.
Those are great for Vegas weather too, because you guys don't get, well, not where you live, you don't get snow, right?
No, but if we do, it doesn't stick.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, off to dinner.
All right. Bye, Michele. Thank
you.
Guys. Bye.
Oh, that's so nice to have her here. Okay. I managed to get rid of the trolls. Thanks, Amy. I totally forgot. That we could do it. So there's like a setting that we can put as part of setting up the live. One is kind of like only for members, and then one is also, it's called subscribership, because these are bots. They just come in, they just attack. So we can turn on like only for subscribers, like they have to subscribe. So it's an extra effort for a bot, and then it will block them all. See, they just suddenly stopped. I totally forgot. Usually we do it for guests.
I always do it for guests because I know guests, for some reason, I don't know, it attracts more people because maybe they were already there. Either they were already their bots or their followers that are sometimes not the nicest too.
Yeah, these are bots. Definitely, these are
Yeah,
bots.
for the bots especially,
Bot.
it'll just weed it out. But even if you
Wow, we're being attacked.
No,
The
I
last
actually I even do it for our
wow.
episodes because I feel like, well, we don't we don't need the weird not relevant comments actually, you
Oh,
know.
we got it last time when there was the Black Lives Matter. There was one time,
Yeah,
right?
that
There
too,
was a
yeah.
like on. It was being attacked at one
But I
period
think
of
at that
time.
time they didn't have that setting yet.
That's right. That's right. Oh, Miss Charm says she feels guilty buying the Chanel Mini 22. What? No, no guilt. No
No,
guilt.
don't feel guilty. I mean, yeah, I feel like, you know, there's a reason if you were influenced, there's probably a reason deep down that you like certain aspects about the bag, and if you liked it that much, at least try to use it. And otherwise, it's still pretty new. You can always rehome it. But I honestly don't think that yeah. Don't make that assumption about being guilty about it yet, because I feel like it's easy, and I feel that way too. Like every time I buy something new, and especially when it's like such a pricey thing, you always wonder, did you make a mistake spending just all these thousands of dollars on it? But until you give it a shot, and then you can really decide, like, I guess. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
because it's not like just buying like groceries where it's like not that expensive, right? These are serious. Your essay saying that it's your yeah, actually it's true. I think there is the 22 bag is it's a very controversial bag, but I feel like anybody who's owned it knows how user friendly it is. I think that, like I said, it's more of a lifestyle bag more than anything else.
Yeah, and then the new bag. Wait, let me just pull up the new bag. What is it called again? The Chanel Kelly bag, right? This one.
Yeah, that one is new, but only also seasonal. I mean, seasonal as in like they brought it back from the archive. So this bag existed a long time ago, a long
Oh,
time
okay,
ago.
okay.
But
So I
they
managed
brought
to
it back
try
for
this out,
season.
and you know this Longchamp lookalike flap. So on this size, which is the mini, actually I don't know, is this mini
This
or is
is
this
the
small?
regular size, which they call
Okay, so
small, I
regular
think.
size, and then they have one size smaller, which is the
The SLG.
SLG version, right? So the SLG version is super cute, but the flap actually is quite hard to kind of push
Makes
past
sense.
the two handles. It's
Yeah.
really tight. So I thought, oh, it's gonna be the same on this one. But because I managed to try it, this closure cover is not difficult. It's actually very it's smooth to go over. It doesn't, it's not like it's getting stuck at the handles. And the way the bag opens, you don't, because I think I heard somebody say that it could be quite inconvenient to open and close, and that's the first thing I thought. Actually not. It's soft enough, and the bag is like, it can open it quite quickly. So yeah, no wonder people are like, on top of the look, it's quite practical. The strap length was a little bit like a walk. No, not a walk. Walk is too long. A little bit like a mini rectangular. So it cross bodies well. If you're taller, then you'll look very nice along the shoulder. But if you're my height, so about 5'5" or 5'4", it will be a little bit low, but it's it's not so bad. It's nice actually. Wow, it's just, there were so many in store. Okay, they were all for display. I think I saw easily 5 black ones on the shelves and several pink ones. They were all like
It's
display. I was like,
probably reserved for VICs then. Like they
no, they
don't need
reserved
that
for
many displays.
display.
But how could they need that many display?
To
You just need one to
display, and just
display.
like, which is why I was like, huh, they're all for display? Because you know why? They can't be reserved for VVIP, because people are touching it. I'm touching it. I'm
Really?
taking it
All of them, they're being touched?
Yes. They're
Oh, that's
all
so strange.
Yeah. So there were 4 behind like the counter, the counter that they don't let you cross, right? There were 4 there, like
Yeah.
2 pink, 2 black. And there were the ladies just like, can I see it? So I think it's because it's such a new bag. It's really garner. This is one good tactic to garner interest, right? So these are just the display pieces, touched and used, and people are like, oh my God, I love it. Then they'll say, but you can't get it anymore. Then it's just like, oh, I want it.
A
Clever
different tactic
lah.
here. The tactic here is you can't even see it. You know it exists. You know you know that they were sold, pre-sold, but you can't even see it. I haven't seen it. I was there on launch day as well. Well, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
They were already
many.
pre-sold.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then at the shelves at the where people walk, there was another 2. Yeah, so many. I was like, wait a
Crazy.
minute, is it really so crazy? And then that's when I asked my essay, she was like, oh yeah, they're only for display. It's like, oh, okay. Can't
That's
even order them
interesting.
anymore. Wow, that's just crazy.
Let's hope that they actually do relaunch it again, which is apparently the rumor. I'm not sure where that rumor came from. I know it came from Maria, one of her videos, but not sure who told the person that told her, like the essay that told her. So that would be interesting. But even then, I wonder, it is a nice bag. I think for me, the reason why I'm attracted to it is the nostalgia, like knowing that it is a style that existed a long time ago. So there is the vintage aspect of it that, like, even if you were to find the same bag, the vintage one in the pre-love consignment, it would probably cost you about the same, because that's probably why they're able to hike up that bag, the vintage one. And I'd rather just buy the new one, right? Because me personally, I would rather buy the new one anyway, because like access to the vintage is also kind of limited and hard here. But there's a component about the style too that it's a little dressy, it's a little casual, it's a little kind of retro. I like all of those aspects. It's always the Chanel aesthetic that I'm always attracted to, obviously.
Yeah, actually, it looks. So I have I have my gym clothes and I'm wearing it, and surprisingly, exactly what you said. So it's got a bit of a dressy look to it. It's got a vintage look to it, but it's also very casual.
Yeah.
So it's actually a really good in between. So it's a good bag. Like if you can get it, or okay, you know what? Who's going to get it from the live stream, and also who's planning to get it if you can get it? The price is
Who can get it in Canada and help me get it? That's what I want to know. I can't get it myself. Oh, it's like always kills me when I can't get it. Well, it's not a big deal. It's just a bag, but still, like when I like something enough, I will try to hunt for it. They've changed a lot of the ways you can get things now. There's no more transfers. You can't buy over the phone.
Yeah.
So if you can't get it at your own store, then you can't get it. So.
Even in Singapore, you can't do. Used to be you could transfer. So let's say if the item is at, let's say I'm shopping at Taka, then obviously it was one country so small, right? But if I'm shopping at Taka, then they will say, okay, we've got one at MBS, we'll transfer. But this is years ago. Now it's like there's one there, you've got to go there. I'm like, what? Yeah, so.
But at least
for you, it's only
the
one
taxi
store,
ride
right?
away.
Sorry?
For you, the taxi ride away.
Yeah. Taxi
For me,
ride
I have
away.
to fly there. I have to literally fly to a different province if I want to get it. Even like that is assuming they even have it.
That's true. And they can't even hold it, right? Well, you can get it. You can come now. Fly here now. Beam me up.
These luxury things. Oh well, it's all good.
It's all good. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just curious if anyone's buying it, or I mean, it's a nice bag. I think if you are collecting Chanel bags, it would be a different piece. Not necessarily unique because it's practical. it would be quite a good addition to say just the classic flaps.
Yeah, I would totally collect that one. I would even like it in the pink one, even which is
really?
rare. Yeah, I know it's rare for me to say. I would like it even in the pink one, but obviously, yeah, I think I would wear the pink one less if I had the pink one, but like I would not hesitate, but also get the pink one too if it was available. Like it wasn't available, but if it was, I would have been
I
open to.
saw pink and black, but I saw
Mm.
a few unboxings that they had a blue, and this is
Yeah,
a
they have a
really nice blue. Oh, they have a, yeah. So I wasn't sure if it was a fake, but yeah, there was a blue, like a elephant gray blue. It's almost like a cool
I think there's a
tone.
gray as well.
Oh,
There's a gray and there's a blue. So yeah, this bag
wow.
came in 2 pink colors, one light pink, one Barbie pink, a black, a blue, and a gray, as far as I know.
Wow,
So
they came up
hopefully
with
they'll
a
make
lot of
more.
colors.
Yeah, I'm sure that not every city has got all of the colors. I think actually I don't know what Vancouver got because I wasn't told, but I feel like if they make it again for next year, especially when the color red is back, like I would get the red.
Mm,
I
yeah,
would
actually,
really
I
like the
think
red.
red. If it's like if it's just like red, like not blue red, not pink red, just red. Oh, I think very nice. Even I would be like, yeah, because it just goes with the whole look.
Yeah,
This bag.
yeah.
Korean saying, I wasn't thinking of getting this bag, but after you gotta try get. No, really, I'm surprised that I actually thought, wow, because honestly, on the picture, it's nothing to shout about. But it's one of those bags that you gotta try, and you're like, oh, I get it now. I get the craze. It's actually comfortable to hold. So, you know, these kind of like U-shaped, N-shaped handles that's a little flat, that's a little bit like thick, about an inch thick. It might not be comfortable to hold, like these kind of like things like that. It's not comfortable to hold. But for some reason, when I held it, it's just nice. Like for my hand, it's just nice. It's not thick. It's not too wide. It's, yeah, not bad. So that was also something that I was looking at. I was like, nice to hold. Yes, try and get it. Try and get it in Paris. I got an unboxing soon. Ha 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 ha. We will do it some other
Yeah,
time.
comment. I think it's from me or something. Just join. Yeah, so this is the same palette that I was saying in my I was showing in my favorites video because it's a member actually that gave it to me. And today I actually wore it differently because usually I do the sort of like the darker contour on the outside, but this time I did the dark on the closer to the eye and then lighter as we go. Because for me, I think for my eye shape, I can wear both, but like both ways. But I think for my eye shape, because my eyes tuck under, like when I open my eyes, the
Your lids go in like this.
Yeah, all the skin tucks under, so it's better if I just do, well, not better. It works also when I do all the dark closest to my eyes first. So it almost acts as like a soft eyeliner, but it's not really eyeliner. It's like a soft.
It's a good look. It's a good way to do it because it's like ombre, so dark to light.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I know, and I actually wore it with the new blush, which you guys don't know. Well, the members know, but like you guys have not seen it. So like with the new blush, I use it almost as because I actually used to wear my blush more as a contour. That's how I used to wear my blush, but I also choose blush that used to be more darker. And then I haven't worn it in a long time. And then with the new blush that I bought from Hermes, that one's more of a summer blush because it's more like a highlight blush. So I've been wearing more on my cheeks, which this one you can't. It's so dark. You wear it on your cheeks, it looks like you got punched. So now yeah, it's true. So now I'm back to like, at least for the fall, I think it's more because it's the fall collection. So like I'm wearing it more as a contour again. which is
It's
quite
nice.
Yeah, it's more on the side. Yeah.
Can
so
see
thank
that
you.
you're getting ready for autumn. Or is it autumn already?
It already is, which is why like I
Oh.
was saying it in my Q&A that I filmed earlier, so you guys will see it next week. But I was doing spring cleaning and I consigned quite a few things. But spring cleaning mostly for like my wardrobe. And there's just some stuff that like I consigned a bunch, but like there's just some stuff that I'm like just trying to hold on to them because I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should let it go or not. Like this jacket is one of them because I don't wear it very often, but it's a really nice jacket. So I'm trying to like try on the things that I'm not sure and try to wear them out and then decide.
And then decide.
Yeah.
That's a good way to go about it.
But it's hard. Even
Consigning is challenge. Consigning stuff is easy, but it comes with its challenges as well. Like you don't get your
because you have to let
money
go
back, and you've got to let go.
Oh yeah, you don't get much money back. Like all this, like I think I consigned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 designer items.
Wow.
And so I consigned 5 designer items to one store, and then the other stuff were more like like they're not as designers. So I just went to another store for like the casual stuff. But like these 5 things, if it sells, I'm only gonna get $400 back, which is nothing. It's nothing.
Oh no!
I know. But whatever, like, you gotta make space. You gotta make space. Like clothes wise, especially, I have to always keep kind of like reevaluate this. I don't like to, like, my husband is a big clutter person. He has stuff from so many years ago that's still there. I don't touch it because it's not my stuff. But my own stuff, I always try to keep it current, at least.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of old clothes. I mean, I do some of them, but they're not. I try to like. Well, we don't have consignment for clothing very often, so what I do is just pack it up and donate.
Yeah, well, that's something that I didn't know either because like I said, I kind of moved from Montreal to here, even though I've lived here for over 10 years now, but still, um, consignment was not a thing that I know about. I used to just donate them as well, but like knowing that there's a big consignment market for like clothes here at least, I just, you get, at least if you get $400 out of 1,000 is still better than nothing, right? So, thank you.
Jacket. It looks really good on you. It's the smell, right? You were saying this. I remember this is the jacket with the
and
bit.
like, it's just. It's also like it's also a jacket that is sort of hard to wear too. Like unless I wear casual like this today, I have a tank top underneath now, so I just wear it as like a outerwear layer. But it's also depends on the weather. Like I feel like it's a bit too dressy too. Like I feel like this needs to be worn at a nice like a Chanel event or something. I feel like it. But yeah, I'll do one more thing about the smell. So for those of you who don't know, because this jacket is pre-love, and I feel like the person before this either wore a lot of perfume or a lot of like something, just a lot. It's like for me, it just gives me like that smell is like staying in my head. It gives me a bit of headache, but I have been airing it out since, right? So it's gotten better and better and better, but I still feel it. So I'll do one more thing to try to get the smell out even more and see. But yeah, it's kind of hard. Buying pre-love, that's one thing that I cannot stand for buying pre-love is the smell. Everything else like wear and tear, that's all good, but smell I can't.
Yeah, they're hard love because it lingers right into the essence of the fabric, right?
I feel like the fragrance actually and when the jacket is like just on the hanger, you don't feel it, but once it's on your body and your body heats up, that's when the smell comes out more.
Yeah.
Makes that's sense. When I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
Maybe you should steam it again.
Yeah. I feel like even though you're not supposed to wash it because this is dry clean, I feel like I will wash it. I will actually
Yeah.
give it like a hand wash and see, because I feel like unless this like 90% of the smell comes out, I can't stand it. Like it's such a pretty
I think it's
jacket,
worth a
like
go.
anything. Yeah.
I think it's worth to give it a go, just to like just wash it. I mean, like give it a wash.
I'll just do it. Yeah.
I think yeah, I've never bought. Have I bought ever pre-loved clothing? Pre-loved clothing. I think I've never bought any.
Well, you normally wouldn't have to, because like I always I prefer new everything usually, but like I think with Chanel ready to wear especially, like Hermes ready to wear is still affordable, right? But like Chanel ready to wear is so up
So
there
expensive.
that
Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of the styles, they were from very specific collections. And if you want to find that specific jacket or that specific one, then you have to go back and buy pre-love, right? So,
Yep.
and it depends on the owner, previous owner. I feel like Europeans love their perfumes. I can't do any zero perfumes, you know?
True.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like when I went to Harrods. No, wait, no, is it Harrods? Is it that big store in the UK? I think it's Harrods. It's either Harrods or Selfridges. There is one section, like when you walk in from the front, it's just their perfume gallery.
Yeah.
And when you walk, Amy, you would faint, okay? Because even I was like, it was literally being smashed with perfume. You open the door, it opens or slides or whatever, and it's just one room, one section of the mall. Yes, Harrods. That it's every single perfume from the world. A lot of middle, like really strong, like Mediterranean, Middle East, very amber, musk, and every perfume. It's like one room, mixed together, and it smashes you in the face.
Yeah. I would probably be holding my breath as I walk through that room.
Oh, it's so crazy. But no, firstly, for us, like you walk in, you're like, whoa. I mean, it's nice. Like if you love perfume, your senses are on overload. Like, because you're like, wow, all kinds of smells, and if you're really good at detecting it, you would find if any perfume you want, you would find it at that Harrods section. The funny thing is, the people that work there, like the people that stand there 8 hours. I don't know how they do it. I really like salute, because it's so intense.
Yeah.
And it's not. I think most people will like certain smells. Like, I like more floral light. I do like some intense ones, but I can't do it all the time. I've got to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
So there's a preference. So what if you work there and your preference is the light one? Cannot. I think I'll quit the next day.
Oh my gosh.
Jacqueline saying you get used to it, but Jacqueline, no, I quit the next day.
Well, Jacqueline, I don't know if it's because I am so, like, I'm not like so clean that I only eat clean and do everything clean, but I am pretty clean compared to a lot of people. Like clean as in like I eat clean, like clean food. I even all the skincare that I use, it's like clean of everything. Like it doesn't have anything bad in it. The only stuff that I use that is not clean is the makeup, which I only wear when I on camera or when I go out. Yep. So it's not often anyway. And so for me, I feel like my body is so used to having like nothing bad in it that once I get like anything bad, like fragrance for me is like I don't know why, because, and I don't get the headache right away. I usually get the headache after it lingers for a while. Like anytime my essay, she would give me like a little sample, like sometimes on the paper, like a new sample of the Hermes fragrance. She always forgets that I can't wear fragrance, but like she would just give it to me, and I actually like smelling it right off the bat, like right then and there. I like smelling it, but like I would keep sometimes I would forget, right? I would just put it in my bag and then keep shopping and then go out and and I come home and I take out the little piece of paper with the fragrance in it, and it has like basically invaded everything inside my bag. and like everything, like my card holder, my phone, everything is like imbued with that scent, and I get headaches from it because now I smell it on all my items. Even in my garbage can, I joke you not, like I put that thing in my garbage can and the garbage can is there for like a few days. Even for that few days, my entire washroom was giving me a headache basically. So I am very sensitive, and I don't know if it's because, again, I am like
everything, because everything is fragrance free for you.
Yeah, everything is fragrance free. Everything, yeah.
Yeah. Hot.
Yeah. So as long as I think having fragrance in some of my products is okay. Like the blush that I use, it has fragrance, but like it dissipates, right? Those goes away. I feel like the actual fragrance, and yes, detergent too. I use detergent that is fragrance free. It's funny because my sister-in-law, before we went to Alaska, she made the t-shirts for us, but she washed all the t-shirts too. And when I got mine, I was like, oh, I need to wash it because I was like, oh, the smell is like giving me and my husband's like, oh, it's already washed. I'm like, okay, I gotta wash it again because this is like so scented. Like the stuff is so scented that I can't stand it. Even after rewashing it, it's still there, but it's a lot milder. So I'm very, very, yeah, I'm just very sensitive, I think. Yeah.
I'm the total opposite. I have the worst sense of smell.
Oh.
I smell nothing.
But I don't know if it's actually the sense of smell necessarily. Apparently, it has something to do with, like, you know how like fragrances are actually toxic. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It's like I don't know why it would give you a head. Like it would. It's maybe I'll look it up because I don't want to say anything wrong. But like,
it's like a trigger, I guess, but it triggers some of your senses. I'm sure. So it's a good thing that my sense of smell is not easily triggered, or it's so everything that I do is toxic anyway. So I'm just like numb to it. Because it's a good thing because I got a dog and it poops everywhere. Poops and I have to pick up the poop. I can smell nothing. Smell nothing. I'll look at a poop. I'm like, good poop.
Oh, actually, there is a difference. So okay, so it's not just fragrance that I just can't stand. So I do use some oils for my body as moisturizers, and the oils are made of natural ingredients. So the natural fragrance of ingredients, I'm totally fine with this because those usually dissipates. But when it's like the synthetic fragrance, that's when it really gives me a problem because I guess the chemicals, it says here that it's a hormone disruptor and it causes a lot of allergic reactions. So I would assume that's why.
It makes sense. Like it's like smelling cheap perfume, like really cheap perfume. Then you get like, ooh, something's not right. But if you smell like, essential oil, it's very pleasant. So yeah, Jacqueline, she doesn't get the same reaction when it's natural.
Here it says many fragrances. Here, I'll just copy and paste. I think that is why. It's just depends. Oh, I can't even paste it. Here, I'll just put it on the private chat. But I think that is why, like the materials in a lot of fragrances that are that they use that make that are chemical, not like the natural fragrances. It's a carcinogen. Yeah, it's just my body cannot stand it at all. At all. Sorry guys, I keep saying that, but it's true. Like I just can't. Yeah, natural, I'm fine with it. Natural. But even actually lavender is very strong for me too. But at least it's natural. If it's natural, I will tolerate it, I think.
Yeah.
That is what I will.
Joe's back. Michelle left. She was around for an hour and a half because she had to go for dinner. But she's really nice because she was telling me, she not double booked. Like we booked this slot with her. Then she said that she had another event that came up later, but she still wanted to do the live. So I said, no problem. I'll keep time so that she can, get off and get ready, and then she'll go and do her thing. So yeah, she left about 1 hour. She stayed about an hour and a half. And yes, I am wearing the Salisa top. This is one of those tank tops that I bought from Thailand, and I love it.
Oh, that's so
It's just
cool.
it's just a simple tank top, but I think it's the material. It's like 100% cotton. It's very comfortable.
I love summer clothes. I was just talking about it in my Q&A because I got a question about the summer collection, and I was just talking about it. I'm like, oh, I love summer clothes. I hate having to layer and this and that, even though I'm used to it. But actually, I just want to comment on this one. You're not sensitive to smell. You can clear poop diapers. So poop is okay. Like, as I said, like it's not.
Poop is natural. Poop is a natural smell.
Yeah, like it doesn't give me a headache. Obviously, it's unpleasant, but like it doesn't give me like the type of headache is like literally you can't explain why. And even if you take Tylenol, it's not gonna go away. Is that type of headache? It's very strange.
There's one smell that I cannot stand. Is the smell that if you take public transport like cabs, and there's this really old, wet smell. Some cabs have it. It's like musky, wet. Like wet. Like when you so you wash your hair and then you dry your hair with a towel, and instead of putting out the towel to dry, you kind of like scrunch up the towel wet, and then it sort of like dries. Wet, moldy, musky smell. Sometimes some cabs in Singapore, because maybe the seats are older and it's a bit wet, and then they put pandan leaves there. So whatever it is, there's a smell that's cocooned in the cab. And when I go in, I'm like, oh my God. And then on top of that, I get car sick. So I do get a little car, like the car, like the taxi driver goes like that. Plus that smell, I would tell, Uncle, can I wind down your window?
Oh yeah, it's probably because of the bacteria. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. It's so gross. I don't know. And I said, Uncle, you cannot smell, is it? This wet towel. Oh my God. Yeah.
But they're in the driver's seat, so they do have that, at least the ventilation from
True, the aircon, right? That's pushing it back. Maybe
either the aircon, or sometimes they just ventilate. It's just for the windshield, like the air for the windshield to stay clear, especially when it's like a lot of humidity.
Oh, interesting. So what you're saying, Amy, totally understand. During my candle course, some people are super sensitive. Even natural essential oils can trigger. Lavender and Lang Lang. I think it's Lang Lang is one of them. Ooh.
Yeah, lavender for me, it has to be so mild, because lavender can also like give me like that feeling that it's overwhelming me. But anyway, enough about scent.
This will give you a headache. Ammonia. That one's ammonia.
Yeah, it's also.
All right, we are at our 2 hours, and thanks for joining us. Sorry about the earlier bots. If you were here, I was like, we're getting bots. It's been a while, so yeah, we got rid of them. So anyway, thanks for joining us. We will see you next week. It'll still be on my channel. Do see our calendar, and there are members night next week as well. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. It's nice to start a little earlier. Have the rest of the day. Bye.
Bye.